The next thing to consider is the 25 basics. We teach this every week at my class. Both the kids and the adults do this every week. We normally do 20 repetitions. Depending on the night, sometimes we might do 40 repetitions just to get that extra workout in and to help condition the students a little bit more. The first one is going to be a left forward stance. It's going to be a single punch. Try to teach the students that your wrist should be flat right across the top. You don't want it up. You don't want it down. You want it flat, punching with just these front two knuckles. Thumb should be here on the bottom. I try to show my students that's like locking your fingers into place. A lot of times students, especially in the kids class, want to put their thumb on the side or something. And you want to make sure they understand that you're locking that thumb right there. And you're punching right here towards the center of the chest. When I punch, this hand pulls back just as hard as this hand pushes out. It's kind of like if anyone ever remembers those old Nordic tracks. When you're pulling on them, you have to pull as you're going, so they're in unison. So when I punch, this hand's going to be pulling in as this hand pushes out and twists that last 6 inches. Also, I'm wanting to make sure I keep my elbows in, rubbing these ribs. So, left foot out, right foot in the back at a 45-degree angle, punching towards the center of the chest. Each, knee, san, shi. And you'll switch. I normally do 10 reps for each hand. Right foot, left foot in the back, right hand out, punching each, knee, san, shi. The next one, we move to a kubadachi stance. I always make sure I explain to my students, kubadachi stance means that your feet are shoulder width apart. Not the imaginary person that's really big, not as big as you wish your shoulders were, but as big as your shoulders actually are. So making sure that they've got that. Make sure their knees are bent when they're walking, when they're standing, whatever position they're in, their knees are bent. So we're in a good kubadachi stance. We're doing the exact same punch, punching towards the center of the chest. Each, knee, san, shi. Alright? Next one is a face punch. I'm punching up here. Again, it's really easy for them to start trying to throw that elbow out or to kind of do one of these numbers where they pull their arm up. Make sure that they're punching straight towards the face when they're doing this. Each, knee, san, shi. Next one, sweep, punch, block. So I'm going to sweep, I'm going to punch, I'm going to block. So sweep, punch, block. I want to think about sweeping, punching, blocking. Sweeping, punching, blocking. Making sure that I don't sweep and fall over, but I'm keeping my balance. And now I come back to kubadachi, I don't sweep and end up in a left forward stance. I sweep, punch, block. And I don't throw my shoulder into it. I keep it here, and then I have a good double bone block. So, next one, cross body block. When I do my cross body block, I want to make sure my hand is not down here. My hand is not up here. My hand is across my body. I want to make sure that it is away from my body. I don't want it in here. If I'm blocking a punch that's this close, I'm going to get hit anyway, so I don't want it in here. I want to bring it out. I want to make sure that just like a punch, when I step, it's not just straight up, but it twists. It twists. This hand twists when I come across. Alright? Next one, single bone block. I've got it up here. Fist about shoulder height. About 9 degrees in here. Elbow in tight. I don't want my elbow out here. I want my elbow in here in tight. Maybe fist distance from the rib, something along those lines. If I've got shoulder height and 90 degrees and my elbow is in, my elbow should be about a fist distance from my ribs. When I step, I sweep to the outside. Hand comes on the outside, blocks. Step, hand comes to the outside, blocks. Students ask many times, why is it important that I sweep on the outside? Easy. If someone attacks me and I block it, well, that's great. I just blocked the punch. Now what might they do? They might grab it. Well, if I sweep to the inside and they grab this arm, I can't sweep it off. But if I sweep on the outside, then now I can break that off. Alright? Next one, shuto block. When I think about a good shuto, when I think fingers together, thumb in. Don't leave that thumb out. Don't bring those fingers out. Keep them together. Keep it tight. I want it pretty straight. Fingertips maybe about collarbone height up here. You don't need it way up here. It's not way down here. Maybe about right here. This backhand back here for protection. It's not sitting on my stomach. I'm bringing it out here for protection. So I'm here. Many styles will be step, and you'll bring it back out this way. We don't want to do that. It's short. It's about the technique, not the power. So I'm stepping. Come out here. Hit with this shuto bone right back here. I come up, shuto, up, shuto, back, shuto. Now that we've done that set of 3, now we're going to do walking double punch. So I want to make sure I'm doing 2 good double punches. I'm not going to cheat my second punch. I'm not going to cheat punch, but I'm going to punch, punch. 2 good punches. Punch, punch. Now what a lot of students will do is on this one they're supposed to ki on the second punch. When they think ki on the second punch, they think ki after the second punch. So they go punch, ki, punch, ki. But then they're missing the power in that. So I want to think about punch and ki on the second punch. So punch, ki, and push that out. I'm not tightening my core up. I should be tightening my core up anyway, just from trying to put the power into these punches. It should give you a good core workout doing the 25 basics. But when I'm wanting to get that extra tightness to my core and that extra power, I'm going to be ki-ing on that second punch, not after that second punch. Now that we've done that one, we want to go on to our next set of 3, which is down block, double bone block, high block. So I've got my down block. When I'm doing my down block, I'm in a good stance. Weight is not shifted one way or the other. I want my block out here. I don't want my block back here. This is very common for new students. They want to bring it back here. If I'm blocking back here, again, I'm just getting hit myself. So I'm going to bring my down block out. When I step, I want to step, and this hand over here is going to move. It's going to come to the center. It will come to the center for protection. And so then this hand comes up, across, forearm, forearm, and down. Step, this hand comes over, forearm, forearm, and down. There's no need to come all the way up here to your shoulder, bring it down. It's too slow. So I'm just coming here and down. Forearm, forearm, down. Forearm, forearm, down.
Many styles do it like this. Now you do it that way. Easy to hold on to. Once that elbow is up, once that you've got him tracked. Versus here, now it's easier for him to move. So keep that thought pattern in mind.
Our next one is double bone block. My double bone block, same thing as single bone block. Fist, shoulder high, 90 degrees here, elbow pulled in, maybe about fist distance from the ribs. When I step, I come forearm, forearm, and I block. Step, forearm, forearm, and I block.
In the beginning, I always illustrate coming around and blocking, covering the groin, blocking, covering the groin, blocking. The beginning student covering the groin, blocking, covering the groin, blocking. Okay. Later on, at the higher levels, yes, but in the beginning, cover, block, cover, block. We're again the stage of white belt, the stage of green belt, the stage of brown belt. Color belts is just something I'm referring to. But basically, the beginning, you want to teach him the application, how everything has a dual purpose: protection, block, protection, block.
The last one of this 3 set is high block. Now, a lot of times, if people go high, and you don't want to think about this, it's just like a punch. They want to switch, and you're going straight up, twisting that last little bit.
You can say, okay, high block, and you see this elbow up here. You could tell them all day long to go here, and they'll not get the idea. But if you take here and put your little finger there and push, say, no, resist now. Don't just resist. You can see. And if you take here and go, now resist, you've illustrated why and how it works.
Nice and safe.
And so every block, every strike needs to be broke down into an explanation.
Is punch, kick, under. So we're going to punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick. Now, you want to make sure that you tell your students on that last one, that 10th one after they ki, that they put that foot back down. I'm not coming up with my foot out this way. I'm coming up with my toes up here so that I am ready for that kick as I come up. And I'm bringing it back after I kick. Next one is walking single punch. So we did punch, kick, under. Now we're going to do walking single punch. And key out on each one of these. So you'll step, hard punches. Key eyeing each time. After this, you move on to your kicks. So you see this pattern. Punch, kick under, punch, and now kicks. So normally we all face 45, so we're not going to kick anybody with our side shin, side snap, back kicks. Left leg first, so we'll have our right foot out. So I'm going to come up, kick, up, kick. Kicking with my toes. Making sure that my toes are coming forward and they're not coming up. After you do front snap kick, then you'll move on to your block pivot kick. So I'm here, I'm in a kudachi stance. Got my hands on my hips. I'm going to come up.
We tell them to stand like this, hand on each side of you. Knee, knee. Knee, knee. Before even taught them the kick. So they get used to knee, knee. Touch, touch. This was an easy way to get them the basic.
We're here, kudachi, hands on hips, block, kick, kick, kick. Slow, block, coming all the way across. Make sure you're not coming up here and straight, but that I'm blocking my groin, pivot, kick, and down. Next one, right forward stance, kicking left leg, side shin kick. Now, a lot of times people want to combine side shin and side snap, where they think they're kicking out for side shin from the knee like they would side snap, but you're kicking from the hip on this one. This is a powerful kick. So when I come up, I'm bringing my knee up here towards the front, and I'm driving out from my hip and down. Up and down. Then when we do side snap kick, which is next, then I can come up, I can put my knee towards my target, I can snap it out. So side shin kick from the hip, you're keeping your foot level, burying this heel and the blade of the foot into the knee. For a side snap kick, I'm pointing my knee towards my target, I'm snapping out with the blade of my foot and back. For the next one, we're going to do front side kick. So I'm not going to be quite in a kudachi stance. I'm not going to be quite in the attention stance. I'm going to be kind of right here in the middle. I'm going to make sure that I twist my hips and drive my heel right into the groin as I throw this in. So I'm here, and I will throw it in, throw it in, throw it in. We'll move on to the back kick. So I'm going to stand, tension stance, heels together. When I do this, I want to make sure that I emphasize to my students that I'm looking over my shoulder. Because one, you can't kick what you can't see, but two, I want to make sure I don't kick the person standing behind me, because they may have moved since we've been starting these kicking exercises. So I will turn, I'll bring my foot up, I'll kick back, and I'll pull my foot back. What people tend to do when they're first starting is they come up, they kick, and they drop it. They come up, and kick, and they drop it. You want to teach them to work that muscle. They come up, they kick back, whether it's knee or a little bit higher, how you'd like to do it. But they kick and pull that back. One, it's good for your balance. It'll help center you. After you kick, you can come back to standing up straight. But two, it helps develop those muscles back there. Next, we move into our combo kicks. So we have our right foot out, our left foot out here, hands on my hips, side shin, front snap. They've already learned these kicks, so it's just putting them together. I'm going to come up. I'm going to do a good side shin kick. I'm going to come up. I'm going to do a good front snap kick. I'll put it down. I emphasize to my students that I want them to do good kicks. Someone may do it faster than them. That's fine. I want them to go as fast as they feel comfortable going, doing the kicks correctly. Not sloppy, but correctly. So if they are a little bit behind the count, that's okay. Maybe I need to slow down a little bit because there's probably somebody else struggling as well. But I'm going to come up, side shin, front snap. So, two good kicks. Up, side shin, front snap, and back. Next one is front snap, side snap. I'm coming up. Front snap, side snap, and down. Front, side, and down. 2 quick kicks. We're going to have a down block. Now this is going to be just like the other one, except we're doing hard, powerful down blocks going up, and you're counting faster, quick down blocks as you're going back. So, each knee, san, but then going back, each knee, san, trying to get them to pick it up the pace a little bit. Think about switching them up. Next one, left foot out, reverse punch. When I step, I'm going to use my hips and throw it in. Throw it in. The belt should shift a little bit. And your key out on each one. Reverse punch. Still punching here to the chest. Last one, block, sweep, jab. So I've got my left foot out. I've got my left hand up here. I've got my jab, and I've got this catch. So, double block. Sweep, jab. Double block. Sweep, jab.